Hello, people at home. We're here, also cool with HiTech. How's it going?
What up?
What up, though?
Hey, baby.
So, what are your first impressions of Ottawa so far?
Warm.
Womp, womp, womp.
Oh, this shit lit.
Okay, what makes you say that?
Got a Jamaican beef patty for 150.
Okay, hell yeah. So, to start things off, we wanted to ask you how things have been going touring your new album so far.
We actually about to start tour today because we in Ottawa and it's cracking. And so like it's about to be lit. It feels good right now and it's gonna feel good all the way to the end. And it feels sexy right now. You know what that feels sexy looks like. It's gonna feel sexy all the way to the end.
Any other additions from this side of the table?
I would say the streets is receiving it well. You know what I'm saying? We've been back at home in Detroit for a minute to cook up and do different things, and just being in the city. We've been to venues or like people just riding down the street banging it, or even homies just hitting us up, letting us know what their favorite track is. So it's pretty cool.
It's gonna be banging, just know that.
What was it like playing those songs at Coachella?
It was sexy.
Okay.
I'm sorry, that's one of my favorite words. But it was good. It was a good time. Like everybody was taking everything in. Nobody was like fighting against the party. You knew what was going on. Ass shaking and feet moving.
And when you play on a big stage like that, I mean, we all know Coachella to be pretty iconic. I'm wondering, when you play a stage like that, how do you incorporate the energy that you get from that kind of audience? Because that's probably the most massive audience that I can think of in my mind. How do you bring it back to the people of Detroit?
It be like that sometimes. That's why I be taking it upon myself. And they rock with me. They be trusting me. I usually be trying to shut up, but you shut me up. It was cool. Everything be cool. We don't fight nothing. We just let it happen. If people want to bring the butt to the stage, bring the butt to the stage. It tend to be like that, and then we bring the butt back to the crib. Everything be cool. I don't know. We've been to, I like to say, even bigger crowds and shit like that, or what the fuck ever. But like, it's all the same. A party is a party. Bring that shit back to the crib. We'll take that shit with us everywhere else.
Well said, brother.
I want to know what party scene is like in Detroit. I'm interested in what makes a good party. Like, obviously it's lit, but like, why is it lit?
Your intentions coming to the party, you know. You just want to have a good time. You with your best friends. Y'all just want to express yourselves, you know what I'm saying? Y'all been to work all week. Y'all tired as hell. Y'all just want to let some steam off, shake a little ass. Who am I to deny that? Who are we to deny that?
And to shake a little ass, you need a banging ass sound system. You know what I'm saying?
Big swing, we call it dworking. Rar. To make it a banging party, what would I add? Mannequins posed as people shaking ass all over the room, just to show people what it looked like. If you don't know what it looked like, just
Would these have to be custom? Because I feel like mannequins are not known for having ass.
very much so custom mannequins made by everyone involved. Oh yeah.
You heard it here
Whole
first.
palette, the whole color palette.
So you guys seem locked into your friendship with each other. I'm interested in how you maintain and like nurture your friendship and how that impacts your music.
We go to holistic stores and buy essential oils and we rub them all over each other's parts that like it ain't even gotta be like the extremities or nothing like that. Just on each other's arms and back of the neck and forehead and shit. And we talk about each other in positive ways. We bullshit negatively in fun times. You know how that goes. You know, everybody has their extravagant, vulgar jokes or they like redundant ass little mini fucked up jokes and shit. You know, define fucked up in your own realm. We all know what it means. But then we bring it back home with a little wholesome, peaceful love and tender brotherhood. That's what we got going on there. Niggas just respect each other. That's how we just kind of maintain what we got going on. It's also space. Space is very important, especially when you're surrounded with two meaty gentlemen. He is a well-endowed gentleman, so his meat takes room in all the close spaces. Sorry. It's all good, though. I'm gonna fuck with you. I'm gonna fuck with
I
him.
feel like we're learning so much about each other today.
We also get into the hotel, turn the lights off with a shadow box. We just be swinging. Then whoever the winner turns on the light. Like, I told you. How we maintain our friendship.
Work hard, play hard.
I heard that you like GTA 5 and the music in it specifically.
Hell yeah. First off, I love GTA in general because that was like kind of like one of the first games I had on PS2. And my mama was like, she was just so cool as hell. She kept it peace. She was like, fuck it, you can play that game. I'm over here killing shit. I'm over here stealing cars and shit. I'm like, this is crazy. I shouldn't be doing this. I'm like, my mama's so cool. It's been like some years over the line. I got back to like GTA 5 because I missed everything in between that. I was just, cruising and shit, listening to DJ Rashad as whack. I'm like, bruh, this is crazy. The soundtrack wild as fuck. So that kind of like brought me back into like the ghetto tech realm because, earlier I wasn't able to process what was that, you know what I'm saying? So kind of brought it back home.
I also heard that you like anime. What animes are you into lately? And how do you feel about anime intro and outro music?
I fuck with Dan to Dan heavy right now. Great theme song. And even the closer is great. I actually just went to the movies yesterday to see the first like 3 episodes of the new season. Amazing. Of Dan to Dan. It's out. Bro. It was lucky like a last minute decision thing, but we could double back. We gonna double back. Yeah, it's in theaters. What's the anime you fuck with?
Dan to Dan, brother. Dan to Dan. You know what I'm saying? Lazarus as well. That's a good one. I fuck with Lazarus. And my favorite is the intro music in Lazarus. It's like, it gives me like Cowboy Bebop, but it's so like spread. It's so broad. That show reminds me of that a little bit too. It's like very airy. It's like oxygen with strings. It's good. I like One Piece. I like the mainstream ones. Like Naruto, One Piece. Yeah, I'm all caught up on One Piece though.
Caught up?
I'm caught up.
That's crazy. You're the only person I know. Yeah, me too. I was gonna say I'm not caught up.
I've been watching that shit for years.
And then for Chop specifically, you grew up in Cambodia. Dad was a hairstylist and made CDs for their shows. And I'm interested to hear about your musical influence from both parts of your life.
So my dad, he was a hairstylist, but also during that time, back when he was like doing hair shows and stuff, he was a musician. He would go on tour with a band and stuff like that, and they would do renditions of like Motown classics and different stuff like that. But when he made the mixes, he would have stuff from like the Matrix soundtrack on there, and he would have it blended with like some hip hop, just different genres of music. And he would play the tape on the way dropping me off at like school, and I was like in kindergarten around this time. That influenced, I feel like, a lot of me just being open to new sounds and hearing things. When I lived in Cambodia, musically it wasn't really any influences that I could recall right now, but having that experience at a young age definitely kept me open-minded and like able to just adapt, you know what I'm saying, anywhere I go. I'm very grateful for that experience as well.
On the topic of different music scenes, I'm curious to know how spending time, because I mean, Detroit's a really musical city. There's a lot of different genres that come out of it. How have the punk scenes there impacted you three, and also the rave scenes as well? I'm curious how you bring that energy to your music.
So like, it's this crew called Pique Gang, but all they do is rap, but it be metal ass rap. And then my brothers, shout out my dog Rico, Okir, Dead Phone Gang, DPG, Pique Gang, MPG. They put me on some of my first metal ass gigs where I had like a lot of heavy ass music that I just wasn't playing because I didn't know what was appropriate. I started playing that shit there. I didn't know what any of that was about. My first metal show, I started rapping, and then I just rocked the nigga shit, just clear punched him in his mouth and like broke his glasses and shit. He was bleeding out his nose and shit. I was so in the zone, I was rocking. But then afterward, Okir and them, and they threw these shows all the time. They told me, yo, you fucked this shit up, but he was happy to be there. And I was like, oh shit, that's okay though, like that? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, okay, so this is what I'm gonna be doing for a lot of when I'm here. And I just did a lot of shows with Rico and them, and I started getting more into sounds and shows and all that metal shit and just mosh pits and fucking with it. And it was just heavy as fuck, and I was fucking with it. It just seemed very involved, people involved, and not stand around and watch us do something involved. You know what I'm saying?
Before I got on the scene in Detroit, at home I was playing Guitar Hero a lot, and that had a whole load. Like I had 1, 2, and 3, and would play that all the time, either with my pops or like my siblings and stuff like that. And then once I was like hanging around Midtown, I had went to this space called Trembleplex, and it was pretty much like a DIY punk space where like shows with local shows, people even from out of town, and perform and stuff like that. And that really put in perspective in the physical how shows happen and how they run it and stuff like that.
I used to play like a lot of video games growing up as a kid because I wasn't like allowed to go outside for real. If you know, you know. SmackDown versus Raw 2007. That whole soundtrack, that's how I got introduced to like Papa Roach and them and shit. As my adult years go on, I went to the X concert. He had came, I think it was like the Majestic. And that was like the first time I ever seen some mosh that was crazy. This side go against this side type shit. That was the show I almost passed out, blacked out for the first time. After that, I had to go to work in the morning. I felt everything. I'm just like moving like a motherfucking turtle and shit.
I think that's all the questions that I had. You?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Is there anything you guys want to talk about or have to say?
Go straight now, HONEYPAQQ, baby. Hot on the streets.
Peace.
I love you, bro. This nigga's crazy, but he's also sane. Y'all should listen to what he just said. also, thank y'all for having us here in Ottawa. It's lit as fuck, but I can't wait to experience. So niggas, just involve yourselves, niggas. Every time.
We love you guys.
And at 12 is gonna be birthday boy time.
Amazing. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bro is just emoting.